Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a second comparison video between these two Jack Skellington animatronics. The one on the right here is from Spirit Halloween. This one on the left is from Walmart this last year. So this is obviously without their costumes on. This one would have the Halloween costume. This one would have a Santa Claus outfit. I just wanted to sort of compare between the two different frames before I try and do any modification to these figures. Basically, I plugged in the one from Walmart last night, finally, after having him for half a year. And I figured out that basically all of his phrases just cycle in one loop. So if you plug him in and he gets triggered, he goes through all of his phrases instead of having individually cycled ones, which is just kind of weird because almost everything on this figure I would say is superior compared to the Spirit Halloween one. Starting off at like the base, the one from Walmart has a lot more welds as crossbar supports compared to this one not having any. And this one is just sort of tack welded there. Whereas this one actually has additional support rebar as well as support for the shoes. And this one has, I've already covered this in my last video, actually has decent plastic for the shoes. Whereas this one is really cheap. Also, the poles for his legs, this one has just two sections, so just one pole going from here to here, another pole going down, whereas this one has three. And also the one from Walmart came with foam to fill his legs a bit, as well as this support here to make his waist look a bit bigger. And then the one from Spirit has plastic here compared to the metal design of this one, which is stronger. The only thing I started noticing though is the plastic quality here for this main support bar is worse, I would say, on the Walmart one. This one seems like better quality plastic. Unfortunately, I'd say the box that contains the computer board on the Spirit Halloween one is worse. It's smaller and doesn't have a volume control. And also the speaker is super tiny and just basically junky. Maybe, no, I think the speaker's there in the front chest piece. I'll do another update after I do some work on these. This one though, they position the speaker right in front so it's less muffled. And as you can see here, it has the volume control. Also, the sensor on this one has 3 wires compared to just 2 for this one's plug-in sensor, which goes right there. And also, I love this one has barrel plugs for the mouth, the hand, and the shoulder movement. So if you wanted, you could easily unplug these and plug them into another power source for doing custom shows like I've done in the past. The only thing is the fact that this one cycles all the phrases at once versus this one having individual triggered phrases. So I'm going to be trying to switch out the computer boards. Another thing is I noticed if you plug in a Try-Me pad in the socket there or here, this one doesn't seem to do anything. I tried pressing it and it doesn't seem to do, it doesn't trigger it. This one, I haven't ever had a Try-Me pad to plug in, so I haven't actually tried it out. Again, I'll do another update after I do a bit of modification work. This one can also take batteries, so if you don't have an adapter available, I guess that's a nice feature on the Spirit one, but that's like the only good thing I'd say about this box compared to the other. Then the shoulder, this one, the foam arm here is just attached directly in, whereas this one's actually removable, which I like more for storage. So this one just lifts out of that socket there. And lastly, the head. I noticed previously that the hands, I like the paintwork on the Walmart one more than Spirit Halloween's, because these ones, there's not really any definition of where his bones, where their joints are, whereas this one is really well defined. Unfortunately, the plastic quality or workmanship that went into constructing this hand is worse than Spirit Halloween's, because this finger here almost always gets stuck like that. Also doesn't like to cycle very well, whereas this one is a lot more fluid and smooth. You can easily move it. And then just comparing the heads, you can see this one is mounted straight directly, whereas this one has a slight curve on it, and his head sits a bit further forward. I generally like the way Spirit Halloween's profile looks more, of having his head tilted further forward, because he actually looks at you a bit more. Being that he's just over 6 feet tall, this one just looks like he's staring off into space with the way his head is mounted. You can also see the construction here is worse. The seams don't even really line up, and the plastic just feels kind of scratchy. And so unfortunately, they just used a really low quality plastic, I think, compared to Spirit Halloween's. Overall, though, the shoulder mount bracket here is the same, and the arm construction, basically the general construction of the figures is the same, and the socket that mounts the head with a barrel plug is the same on both figures. And the Spirit Halloween one would not normally have this wire. This was for a custom show that I did. So I would have appreciated the barrel plugs that are featured on this figure in the past. Anyway, this is just a quick video comparing them a bit more. I'll do another update once I have finished sort of combining the two figures with the best features from both.